I just told you I'm going live and I'm live. Good morning. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Got y'all say over here. Hello, hello, hello. We're going to do part 2 today. The feedback was so good from yesterday. I wanted to bring back the whole money conversation that we are having. Yes, I got new hair. Do not hate. No, I'm just kidding. I like big hair. I've always been a fan of big hair. Um, so let's talk about money again. Let's talk about money again. Um, because I think we need to. I wanted to get deeper on some things, which I was on a call and the call kind of ran over, but I spent time this morning really just digging into my thoughts, digging into some of the things where we were talking about money, we were talking about how it relates to the masculine. And then I had somebody to tell me this morning, it was a man. And if you saw my, what is it called, in my stories, where the person was saying, oh, money is feminine. And it was a man. And I could see why he said it was of the feminine, but you have to realize that the way that each gender sees um sees money is going to be different. And women have to understand that the way you see money has a lot to do with how they see the world around them, because your perspective is definitely going to show how it even shows up in the world, how you see the world around you. So, but as you know the drill, as you know, I was trying to give people kind of some time to pop on. If you're watching live, comment live, which some of y'all already doing, I see. If you're watching the replay, comment replay. Hello, Jessica. Hello, Veronica. Hello, Simone. I don't know who else is here. Give me a 1. Obviously, if you can hear me, give me yes, yes, I love it. So I'm really, really, really excited to have a conversation about this. Like I said, I wanted to dig kind of deeper on some things and have a conversation. Please feel free. Please feel free to share this broadcast or tag someone that you know that really, really would benefit from this, that would definitely find value in this, because money is something that we hold very dear in this society, which I understand. I understand these things. And money is also an uncomfortable conversation to have, especially when you're talking about offering products, offering services, offering your programs, offering digital products. And people tend to get very uncomfortable because now you bring up their decision making, and then they have to literally make a decision if like it's worth, because money is in a state of neutrality. It really doesn't have any power until you give it power. And the whole aim is to have a sense of understanding that you can really get almost pretty much everything or anything you want, even without money being in the equation, because somebody can pay something for you. Like, you could go to Starbucks and decide that you're not going to pay for coffee that day, and somebody comes up behind you and pays for coffee. Somebody, you can say you want a laptop. I've had clients that manifest laptops out of the blue without money, and they were able to get laptops without having to pay a dime. Like, they were given, something happened where miraculously they were given laptops. That's when you really begin to put your trust in God more than the thing. And when something is already paid for in the astral realm and the spirit realm, all you have to do is wait on the materialization of the thing, right? So you really don't have to have money to do a lot of things, even to vacation and go out of town. Some of y'all have so many different testimonies of, I didn't have to pay a dime. I was invited to go on vacation with some family members. They told me not to worry about it. It's already paid. All you need to do is just, even have a little money for spending or whatever you want to do, but you ain't got to worry about anything. We got the hotel, we got the flight. All you got to do is come. That's one of the things where you like, oh my gosh, like God heard my prayer. God knows that I needed to get out of this place I'm in and just get a new environment, get around some water, whatever the case may have been. But money is not always necessary to get what you desire. So how you see money can also be equivalent to how you see the creator, God, Jehovah, whatever you want to call God. How you see God is also related to the way you see money, right? And I'm not saying money itself, right? I'm not talking about money itself, that money is feminine or money is seen as masculine. It's seen as feminine, depending on who's looking at it. Men tend to see money as the relationship they have with the feminine. So this is why the way men act with women, look how it's tied to their money situation. If men can't stand the feminine, if they don't like the feminine, they're going to be selfish. They're not going to be generous. They're not going to be helpful. They're not going to be nice. They're not going to be supportive. They're not going to be, a provider. They're not going to be any of those things because they think the feminine is supposed to pull their weight or they have beef with the feminine. You could just look at look at how a lot of men talk online. You can be a man with means and still be mean and not like the feminine. So let's not act like, but women, however, you tend to see the masculine in a completely different light, especially when it comes down to money. So let's talk about it. Let's really dig in. Let's dig in. So how does it look, right? So how does it look? I want to bring this. I got my notes kind of typed out because I want to make sure I get everything. So when it comes down to, and it's almost like a master class. I need to be having y'all pay for this, but I ain't gonna this y'all. Because it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Because somebody told me, they was like, you need to sell that, coach. You need to sell it. No, I ain't gonna sell it. I just want y'all to get into it. I just need y'all to get into it. I just need y'all to get into it. Because this really is going to help you understand how, even in business, how this bleeds into your business. Because money and business all in the same walk, right? So I'm gonna give you 5 ways as to how, and let me bring this because I'm looking on my document that I typed out, and I want to make sure I can see y'all's comments as I read this off, because I don't want to miss anything. Like if y'all tell me y'all can't hear me or sum up or blah blah blah, I want to be able to see. Okay, there we go. I can see your comments. Okay, so let me know if y'all can still hear me because I'm on another screen and I can't see Facebook. Can't see Facebook anymore. So can y'all see me? Give me some hearts if you can. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, here we go. So y'all make sure y'all can actually take notes. This is going to be in some notes. So if you have your journal or something that you can take copious notes, go ahead and take some notes. This is going to be good. So here we go. So 5 ways where money is often perceived as masculine. So I can give y'all some stuff. This is gathered over various sources. I was writing notes last night and this morning. So here we go. Number 1 is provide a role. Okay, provide a role. So from a masculine standpoint, that masculine perception, right? How you see the man, how you see the masculine. Money is seen as a tool for providing and protecting. And we kind of attach it to the traditional sense, right? So because even though we're in the age of Aquarius, we still have a lot of Piscean consciousness left over from the last age. So we're still in capitalism, right? We're still in a patriarchal system. But we do see women that are rising up the ranks as becoming a lot more in control of how they do things, especially in the West. Okay, so the West, we're having a hard time really trying to navigate through this, right? So the provider role is still a thing. We don't necessarily see, and I'm talking about collectively, we don't necessarily see the masculine as trustworthy, not as much anymore. I'm talking about collectively, okay? Not in all cases, but collectively. Money is seen as a tool for providing, protecting, traditionally associated with the male role of being the breadwinner. This is what they said men are they're supposed to be bringing home the bacon. How we see it from a feminist standpoint is that women in business, especially if you're in operating a company, may view money as a means to provide stability and security for your family, aligning with nurturing and caregiving roles. Okay, so you can better provide stability and security for your own family when you are in business. Okay, that's kind of how you see it. You see business as a way for you to do this. Power control, that's number 2. Masculine perception. Money represents power, control, dominance in the business realm. These are traits that are often linked to masculinity. I'm looking at the comments as I'm reading. So, from a feminine viewpoint, women in business, you will see money as a way to gain some level of self-sufficiency and independence in so many ways, and assert your authority to be able to stand your ground, have boundaries in male-dominated situations or male-dominated industries or male-dominated spaces, and you can hold your own power. And you can use it to balance out the power dynamics, relationship dynamics, relationship strategies. Y'all remember I talked about that a while back when we talked about social strategies. You have power control to navigate and to make connections with people that are of the affluent or the resourceful that can point you to the direction of somebody else you need to meet, your next client, people that are decision makers, strategic decision makers. You don't have to jump through hoops. You'll be in spaces where those conversations can be had. Come on, let's keep talking about it. Let's keep talking about aggressiveness a little bit, assertiveness. So the pursuit of money can often be found kind of aggressive sometimes, maybe a little competitive. That's why women have to be careful about entering to competition. So you got to be careful of that. But women may approach earning money not with competition in mind or competitive mindset, but more so with collaboration, more empathy and relationship building. When you see money as a way to help you or support you, you don't have to be competitive. You don't have to see somebody else as competition. You don't have to see somebody else as coming in and trying to take over. Like, you won't go to somebody else's platform and be spewing spam all over their pages or making ill comments in the comment section. You will literally see that person's post and be able to contribute to the conversation or just keep scrolling. Does that make sense? I see people coming in and watching. Does that make sense? If you're watching live, comment live. If you're just coming in, let me know who's here. This helps the algorithm. This is free. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming in. Some names I've never seen before. Thank you for coming. So that's the aggressive, assertive pursuit of things. So when women feel supported and protected in so many ways, she definitely can do a lot more of her feminine, like, behaviors in business, like building relationships. She can feel confident in doing that, right? So let's move over to status. You know, how she's, because look, like we used to say marriage was a status thing. Okay, marriage was kind of seen as status. I'm not saying now, so everybody calm down. When it comes down to that, well, I don't see no, okay, but just hear me out. Just calm down. Because I know we get riled up. This is not personal. I don't know nobody on here. So please don't think I'm talking to you personally. But when it comes down to status, marriage was seen, being a wife was seen as a status. Okay. And a status in areas where men had to compete, and men were seen, if they did have a wife, that this man, and look, a wife that was happy. Come on, somebody. When they saw a wife that was happy, they looked at her and was like, okay, if this man has a happy wife, she seems like she's fully moisturized. Okay. She looks healthy. She looks very happy to be on her man's arm. See, he must be trustworthy in business. This is why sometimes when men will find out, like in power, in so many power structures or power places, and they find out that the man is cheating with the woman and cheating on the wife with so many different people and all this stuff, and doing a lot of backstabbing things and commit adultery, a lot of men will pull away their business deals because they said, if you're willing to cheat on your wife, you're willing to cheat with us. We ain't gonna do this business deal. We're not closing this. We're not gonna move forward on the deal. Because if you're doing all these things, you're not disciplined. Amen, somebody. So money is a status symbol. I'm doing this, okay? Money is a status symbol. It showcases or helps showcases your success and achievements, but it also is linked to some level of male pride and validation. But from a feminine standpoint, Casey, from a feminine standpoint, women may see money as a symbol of hard work or a symbol of good work and dedication, but it's used to validate her contributions and achievements in a system that may undervalue them. Risk taking. And here we go. This is a big one. Risk taking. Making money often involves taking risk, a trait associated with the masculine and bravery. So when women approach financial decisions, and she approaches financial decisions with caution, she is, number one, she's valuing her sustainability and her long-term growth. When she takes risks that are associated with sustainability, she has a lot more confidence. And that's that protective energy that she has over, especially if she has children born and unborn. When I say unborn, it means she has desires to have babies in the future. So she considers the family that she's taking care of and the family and the ones that will be added later. So this is how we tend to kind of really associate that with how we see the masculine in so many ways. Thank y'all. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you, Sasha. If you're coming in, coming live, if you're coming in, thank y'all so much. I see some names that's popping in. Okay, so how do we see the relationship with the masculine and the fathering energy in our life, right? So how do we see money as it equates to that? So y'all took good notes. Security and stability. The father relationship, right? So like I said, we see the father as a source of security and stability, providing a safe environment. This is what the father this is what they said they were going to do. And money can be viewed as a means of creating that security and stability in life, ensuring a safe and comfortable living environment. When women are not making money, when women don't have money, they don't feel safe and they don't feel comfortable. Where's the line at? Can anybody, is that a lie or not? Am I lying or am I telling the truth on it? 'Cause 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 it? 'C When you don't have money, you don't feel safe and you don't feel comfortable. Support and provision. That's number two. Support and provision. When there's a fathering energy around you, fathers traditionally fulfill the role of providers. Okay. So offering support and resources to their family, which is what they're supposed to do. But women might see money as a supportive force that provides for their needs and the needs of the ones that they care about, enabling them to support their families and communities. Whew. Guidance and authority. Here we go. When the way that we see the fathering energy, we see that fathering energy, depending on how we, authority, they're supposed to be seen as authority figures and guides, offering wisdom and direction on how to move in life and things of that wisdom. Money can be viewed as a force that enables decision making. So when you don't have any money, you have to make decisions either from a higher realm or per the body. You go by emotions. This is why sometimes it's not good if you're an emotional person. Emotion means to rely on the body's response to external stimuli. So you go by the way your body feels. You don't go by way of your destiny. What do I mean by that? So if I'm approached with an opportunity to change my life, I'm either going to make a decision based on the way my body is responding to what you tell me that the price is. And I immediately, because I'm not trained to look at things from a destiny standpoint, I'm trained to look at things from a quote unquote realistic standpoint as it is. And I say I don't have it. Not looking at it from a divine perspective and say, I do have it. I just need to grab hold of it. Is this making sense to you? I can't see straight. And this is also how you see God. If you think God is a fathering energy, is what we, or a fathering entity or a fathering deity, you don't trust the Father. You trust what you see. Because you don't trust, some of us didn't have that father, which is why sometimes you got women that see their pastors as fathers. They see their apostles as fathers, but it's not enough to trust them with direction. I can trust somebody with my spiritual direction, but I can't trust them in my earthly direction. Oh, come on. Come on. Don't play. Because spiritual can't be measured. That's the reason why you don't trust God to, I need this. I know I'm supposed to be doing this, and I know I'm supposed to be learning how to do this, and I know I'm supposed to be walking in this. But this is why we always stay up here and we never come down here to earth. Okay, I'm going off on a tangent. Protection and safety. This little piece is bothering me right here in the pictures. I mean, in the video. Okay, father and relationship. Fathers are frequently seen as protectors, shielding their families from harm and ensuring their well-being. Okay, so when it comes down to money, women may see money as a protective tool, providing safety nets that guard against financial hardships and unexpected challenges. Investments in skills, investment in stocks, investment in land, investment in proper insurances for the business and for the family, ensuring that they and their loved ones are protected. In case something goes wrong with the mother, in case something goes wrong with the woman, she's in the hospital or something happens and she's out of here, right? What are you doing to protect the ones that are left behind? You got to have something in place for these people. Because like I told y'all the other day, children don't, at this point, the children that are being raised in this era and in this season, in this generation, love equals money. I know I'm telling the truth. If your children are used to getting things and electronics and hair and shoes and and trips and all these other things, and you're not, like, they compare themselves and looking at their other children and say, well, my friends went this place and my friends went, and see, if you're not careful, your children will start feeling guilty about asking for things. And that's when you could potentially emotionally dump on your children. Because if your children start feeling sorry for you in your situation because of the lack that they're experiencing, they will start to see money the same way. And then you'll be asking, why didn't you ask mommy? Why didn't you ask us? Why didn't you tell us that you needed this? Why did you not say anything? Well, I knew that y'all didn't have money, and I knew that y'all was struggling, and I didn't want to. That's when you have crossed over how your children now see money. Your children will miss out on life's pleasures because they feel sorry for their parents. And that's when you start to you start to see the shutdown on your children, because now they feel responsible for parenting you. Be careful of that. I told my daughter, even though I'm it, which means that I'm the breadwinner in this family, I'm the only income source in this house. I told my daughter, don't ever not feel like you can't come to me and tell me what you need. Don't ever do that. Don't ever feel like, oh, I'm not going to tell mommy because I know mommy is. No, don't ever have that feeling. This is what I told her this a long time ago. Don't ever have that feeling you come in and just because this is good. You are God in the home. Your children see you as God in the home. So when you keep telling your child no, you keep telling your child I ain't got it, and you keep telling your child not today, or honey, baby, we ain't got it like that. Well, you got McDonald's money. You got Jordan's money. You got Florida money. You got Disney money. You got Busch Gardens money. You got Six Flags money. You got new clothes, going to the mall money. Guess what's going to happen? Your child going to shut down, and it's going to directly reflect how they see God. Because if my own mama couldn't do it, or my own auntie couldn't do it, whoever's taking care of the child, that is exactly how they're going to see the divine. So you're going to keep that child in a spiritual place of just, this is why y'all don't see God as a provision. You don't see God as a provider. You only see God as a source of judgment. You don't see him as anything else but a source of judgment, that he gonna get all of y'all. You trust him for discipline, but you don't trust him to make a way out of no way. Don't play with me. I may have to take this down after I'm done and sell it, because y'all ain't finna play with me today. God is gonna get y'all. You trust God to get them, but you can't trust him to pay your light bill. Come on, Maisha. Come on, Maisha. Let me pin that, because that's it right there. My son told me, you always come through. That's the reliance. And if you want them to even strengthen their faith in God and not strengthen their faith in you from that standpoint, you always tell them, if you want them to have that spiritual connection, because this is the thing, they got to get grown one day. So you don't want your child to always depend on you. You want them to learn how to tap in as well. Tanisha, same. Same. You let them know, okay, baby, me and God got this done. God got this done. And just like you asked me what you need, you can always ask the Father too. You can always ask Mother God. If you identify with whatever you identify with God, sometimes I call God Mother. When I need a mother, I call on Mother God. When I need a father, I call on Father God. Because it's already in me. I just got to tap. Kids will make you raise your standards because that's what I'm saying. This is the era of the internet. They see they peers traveling, all that kind of stuff. Travel with your children. Surprise them with a trip. Surprise them with a weekend somewhere. It ain't even got to be nothing big. You can just go take a road trip. Like we got Nashville Street. We got Atlanta down the street. I'm in Memphis. So it ain't nothing for us to go somewhere. We can go to High Springs. You see what I'm saying? Whatever, Pensacola, New Orleans. You can take a weekend trip somewhere. But get into a different environment where there's something else. Normalize it. Thank you, Jessica. Normalize it. And if anything happens in life and your child falls and bumps their head, they know that mama is going to be there. But you also are teaching them how to tap in for themselves and also a skill set to help them be self-sufficient. Come on, somebody. You don't want your child to grow needy because mama gonna come through, so all women gonna come through for me. No. Hold on, partner. Especially if you got a son. Hold on, partner. And especially if you got a spoiled girl like mine. But see, I'm gonna tell y'all this, even if you have girls, mothers, and see, I'm a single mother. So the way I treat my child is going to be a direct reflection of how she sees relationships, period. Because I got to make up for what's not here. You get my drill? So single mamas, there is no excuse for you either. I'm doing it all by myself. So you can do it. Trust me, you can do it. You can do it. You just gonna have to get stronger boundaries. Girls should be spoiled. Absolutely. And please, boy moms, do not take offense because I already know boy moms gonna come here and somebody say, man, boys too. Calm down. If we're gonna go traditional, if everybody want to go back, as long as I'm gonna tell you this is what I'm saying. As long as the patriarchy is still in control, traditional marriages, traditional unions will always be a thing or will always be seen as a thing. Okay. So I want to give y'all that right there. But men have to come into that. Okay. So they have to honor the feminine. And that's why I think that we're mostly going. I don't think that we're going into just all women have, we have our own cities and all they know. It's more so about the man having to heal from the Piscean age. They want to be able to, and I'm talking about the masculine, they want to be able to heal from that and stop treating the feminine like a second class project or objectifying the feminine. Does that make sense? My boy's gonna be okay to teach him how to honor the woman because he's gonna grow up. He gonna want a woman, and you cannot be jealous, mama. When he bring home that girlfriend that I don't like her, why? Why you don't like her? Because she's smart. Because she don't let him just run on anything. My son, he likes a home cooked meal. Does he have land? Did you give him some land? It can't be just body. That's body work. Overdue. for the girls. Yes, overdue. Sasha said I had to overcome mom trauma. I had overdue for my daughters. We breaking that curse with me. Absolutely. We don't talk about that enough. Doing better as parents and not using the excuse to be poor parents. Amen. So come on now. Come on now. Come on, somebody. Spoil your girls, but also equip your boys. They're going to be much better for it. They're going to be stand up men that are to be respected. I want to respect my son-in-law. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to not like him. I want to say he all right, he good. He good. I ain't gotta worry. I ain't gotta go to bed at night saying, Lord, I hope they all right. I don't want I shouldn't have to go to bed with that type of attitude because I know the parents taught him well. And then I taught her not to take advantage of the masculine. You see what I'm saying? It ain't taking advantage of the masculine. It's not, I'm taking this money and I'm just gonna blow it on everything. No, 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 no. She is an asset to him. You see what I'm saying? And oh, Sasha, that's good. She said, okay, let me go back to Danielle's comment. She said, our girls are spoiled and our boys are earners of rewards. They get favor. When men are properly, or the masculine is properly positioned and have a healthy feminine, they see money increase. That's why I'm hard on women when it comes down to that. Like, you got a whole person at the house. Are they helping you make more money, or y'all in decline? Because something's off with that. Now, I've been married twice, okay? But I guarantee you, both of them, as soon as we got married, their income jumped. It jumped. It jumped. They got raises, new opportunities, money just started coming from everywhere. With the poorer you are, you will spoil your boys, because there is a thing where you want your boys to be. I don't want him to go out there and get messed up by the police. I don't want him to go out there and get, somebody take advantage of him. When he's divinely protected, ain't nothing gonna happen to him, no matter what his color. And when you are hard on your girls, you're teaching them a defense mechanism. You got to be careful of that. And I get it, because you're trying to get the girl to learn how to take care of herself, and that's okay. But she also needs to lean into her feminine as well. Because there's a better way to do things other than grind it out and have a protective shield before she even understands true relationships, which is also why women tend to date down, because they feel sorry. Here we go. Let me go to the next part. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So when women struggle with money, it can often reflect, correlate, and really get in alignment to the relationship with the masculine or the father figure / God in several ways. So let's just go right into it. The lack of security and stability. When you are struggling with money, women may feel constantly anxious about instability in the financial department. So they're unable to secure a stable income or effectively manage her finances. Here we go. So how is that correlated with the fathering energy or the masculine? Or if her relationship with the father was unstable and unreliable, he wasn't there, and if he was there, he never had no money. She may find it challenging. This is why when men in poor areas, in the middle class, when they are cheating on their wives, they never have enough money, because their money is going to too many different places. She might find it challenging to feel secure and stable in her own financial life. This can also manifest as difficulty in trusting herself or others with money decisions, or others, or others, or others. So even when she get married, she don't trust that person. She don't trust her husband. She don't trust her mate. She don't trust her partner. She don't trust the person that she linked up with. She don't trust them. She don't trust them. Difficulty in seeking support, number 2. She may hesitate to ask for help. It starts with your children. It starts with your children. Look at this. Listen to your babies. Well, mommy, I didn't want to ask because I knew you was. She may hesitate to ask for help or feel uncomfortable relying on others for financial support. She don't know how to ask somebody for help, leading to feelings of isolation and overwhelm. How does that correlate with the father? This is why a lot of times people don't ask God for resources, which I don't understand what that's about. Father relationship correlation. If she lacks support from her father or felt unsupported, this can translate into the reluctance to seek advice for her financial situation, assistance, mentorship, etc., fearing rejection or judgment. I don't want to ask God, I don't want God to think. And then see, you got people that's saying stupid stuff like this. You only go to God when you want something. You doggone skippy, I do. Well, we're not. That's silly. You say he the father. He is or he not? That's when I always come back and say, y'all don't tell me what to ask God for. I'm here, he up there, or wherever. I'm gonna ask. God is not you don't just go to God and yes, but let me tell y'all something. That's the trauma talking. That's the trauma. Because they didn't have a father. Well, a lot of people that say that, they didn't have no dad in home. They did everything themselves. God is not some that you just go to and you just talk about what you want and what you want. What? I'm gonna ask. Jesus said that ask and ye shall receive. Knock and the door will be open. Ain't no we'll see. Ask and ye shall. It ain't no ask and let me go think about it. I mean, that don't make no sense. Silliness. It's silliness. It's silliness. Challenges with authority and control. Here we go. So struggle with money. She may struggle with asserting control over her finances, leading to disorganization, debt, or poor financial decisions. Here we go. If her father was overly controlling or had a strained relationship with authority figures, she may have a difficulty establishing control over her financial life, either by being too passive. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay if you don't have it. I'll pay for it. I can take care of my man. I can take care of. I ain't gonna put him on child support because he's struggling. Fear of risk and change. Number 4. She may avoid taking necessary financial risks, such as investing or pursuing advancements in skills, career, leadership, leading to stagnant financial growth. Okay. Fear of risk and change. How many people know about that? How many people know about that? This is why they say that. Let me go back to something Veronica just said. She said, mine was overly controlling, military style. I really want a son. I always said that the eldest daughter or the oldest daughter is the oldest son. How many of you can relate? I'm the eldest daughter. The oldest daughter is usually the oldest son. Let that sit with you. Let that sit in your belly. So if you're the oldest daughter of a family and the dad was in the home, you were the oldest son. That's why everybody was harder on you than everybody else. And then you kind of grew up, some of y'all grew up to resent that. Because the pressure was on you, but not everybody else. Okay. All right. Fear of risk and change. Like I said, she may avoid taking the necessary financial risks, such as investment and pursuing of advancement in skills and things like that. If her father, here we go, if the father or the authority was risk averse or overly cautious, she might inherit a fear of taking financial risk. Conversely, right, if her father took irresponsible risks, she may be overly conscious to avoid repeating those mistakes, which goes back to the stability of things. Women like stability. Women like we are okay with taking risk, but the risk has to lead to another level of stability. Like you go from comfort to a different level of comfort, and the comfort is supposed to ascend. So you may be comfortable being, struggling in your money situation, but if you get tired, because your emotions and your nervous system is always destabilized, you have lived pretty much your entire life with a destabilized nervous system. And you, if you are not careful, you will reap that. And it will be showing in your children because your nervous system has to be regulated. This is good. So if you had a father that did not pour into you, that did not invest, you didn't see a lot of money, you didn't see things. If that daddy or that father was gambling money all the time, taking money and doing other stuff with that they weren't supposed to, and the mother always had to pick up the slack, we got to move again. We got to move again. We got to move again. It was always moving. Different elementary schools, different middle schools. You moving your children all around. And that destabilizes their nervous system. You see what I'm saying? Let me see. This is why I was hesitant on, okay. Yeah. Absolutely. Trying to read the comments. Sasha said, I'm the oldest. This is true. I was raised to have model behavior. I wasn't allowed to fail in anything because you will always set as you have to set the example. They used to be drilled into me. You're the example. Yeah, by default. So fear, risk, and change is something that women struggle with because it's very troublesome. And this is why a lot of times when God tells you to move on something, when the divine tells you or the creator tells you, spirit tells you to get up and do, or get up and move, get up and invest, or this is the person that you need to be working with, or this is the person you need to work with, and you don't move. You don't move. You know why you don't move? Because you saw. That's why a lot of times I don't understand. Y'all, we'll go to church every Sunday and shout until our lace fronts is melting off our forehead and we laid out. We trust God with a run. If I'm going to give me a word so you can sit on it. A word to what? A word to do what? A word to, what are you doing with it? Because you got to do something with the word. The word has to be made flesh. So how is it going to come into your reality? The word got to be made flesh. You got to materialize it. It's got to come into your world. So you're going to get one to just hold it. Low self-worth and confidence. She may, the struggle with money, like she may undervalue her work, accept lower pay. Didn't we just talk about that yesterday? Or feel undeserving of financial success, resulting in a struggle to accumulate wealth. This is why a lot of y'all need to be in my the business vision masterclass. I ain't forgot. You need to be in there. I see people trickling in. Get your booty in there. This is why you don't have a vision. The vision moves you to do something. She may undervalue her work, accept lower pay, or feel undeserving of financial success, resulting in a struggle bus mentality to accumulate wealth or to learn how to do that. Father relationship correlation. Let's talk about that. If the relationship with her father involved criticism, lack of affirmation, she may struggle with self-worth and confidence. If her daddy never affirmed her, if the parents never affirmed her, if the parents never spoke into her, if they never spoke into her future, if they never spoke into her worth, if they never said you're gonna be an amazing this and you can do whatever it is, baby, you got this. I believe in you. I support you, whatever you do. If they are not affirming, which is why sometimes the jealousy comes from the mother, because the mother sees the daughter in a self-actualized place spiritually. She was everything that she was supposed to be or in process to become. This is why you got to be careful with mothers, because mothers will see you as a threat, especially if the father affirms you and he never affirmed her. Sometimes you have to be careful too, because sometimes fathers want their daughters to be everything that the women that they romantically involved with were not. This is, y'all know fathers, like real fathers, they're hard on their daughters sometimes, and they, depending on how they see the feminine, right? They don't want their daughters to be anything like the wife or anything like, and I'm saying fathers that know they ain't right in the head or treated women right. Let me make sure I say that. When men who did not treat the women in their lives right will do everything it takes to pour into the daughter, and because he doesn't want her to be like any of the women that he dealt with. There's some daddies that are like that. They don't want them to be like any of the women that they. And sometimes men don't pour into their daughters because they feel inadequate to teach her anything, because he don't really like women like that. And when I say like women, he don't know how to identify, he don't honor the feminine. So he's like, I can't even pour. That's why it's so easy to abandon. It's so easy to walk away. It's so easy to miss out because men don't know what to say to their daughters. And they oftentimes punish the daughter for being like the women that he has done wrong. And as a result of that, the girl grows up to be women that she always feels like she has to tiptoe around. And I'm scared to say this around him because I want him to get upset with me. I don't want him to get mad at me. I don't want him to get mad at me. I want him to, which is also how you see God. I don't want God to get mad at me. I don't want God. It's you struggle to move. You don't trust the masculine. A lot of, like I said, if you don't trust your husband for things, you don't trust your husband to take care of you. I've heard women to even push back when their husbands tell them to quit their job. Say, baby, quit your job. Oh no, baby, what if we got this? Why are you worried about that? Hmm? Why are you worried about that? Why are you worried about something he's supposed to be worried about? Why do you have a husband? That don't make no sense. Because if he is supposed to be taking care of everything, why are you? But see, this is what I'm saying, because you don't trust the father. And many times, too, women don't want to lose status. They don't want to lose status in other areas where they feel empowered because they don't feel empowered at the house. And that's masculine. You shouldn't have to look for status outside of your home in that endeavor. That's what I said, honey. When my second husband, when Maddie, I was pregnant with Maddie. My husband at that time told me that, baby, go and quit. I was pregnant with Maddie, and we moved to Texas. That's why I had Maddie. She's a Texan. When I tell you that 2-week notice flew out of my inbox. I was 24, 20. Yeah, I was 24 years old. I'll never forget it. Baby, the letter went fast. It got there before I hit enter. You can get to me but one time. Because I'm gonna let you stay up all night and worry about whatever. Now that's me. Because see, this was because I've seen my father sit my mother down for years after her. He set her down. Because when I had Maddie, I know that she sat down for another long minute, and he took care of everything. So I have seen that. I have seen other male authorities sit their wives down. So I've seen it. So it was much better for me to trust that person that I was with that. You see what I'm saying? Because you got to be careful of that. Simone, even that language, she said, my husband has been over providing. No, there is no such thing as over. Mm-mm. That's because there's a standard on how you see provision. Be careful of that language. And I know you just saying it to be saying it, but sometimes words are things, and words are correlated with belief. And that means that there's a standard by which you see provision and the providing aspect. Like, okay, I understand you paying the bills, but you ain't got to pay all the bills. Oh, you see what I'm saying? We have to be careful of it. And you have to lean into. And see, this is why the woman is so disconnected from her feminine nature, because you actually supposed to be creative. This is what the masculine, true masculines, This is what they love to see. Connect with how you see the Father. And sometimes men are patient. Like a lot of masculines, they're very patient with women who don't trust. And that's a blessing, because when they don't trust, they're like, I will take care of everything. And when you still like that, go back to your daddy. Solve that with your daddy. If your daddy was not there, if your daddy was frivolous with money, your father, and you saw your mom work 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs, and you are, and maybe it was tied to also something that, you know, something was lost, or y'all lost houses or whatever in when you were a child, or something happened. There was a place of trauma that you need to seal up and tighten up and let go, because that is connected to how you see your husband now. Because there is the over providing is him providing, which is why sometimes women cannot let go. They can't let go because they're scared that their husband. And see, this is another thing. Here we go. Here we go. And this, Simone, this is not towards you, just in general. When we don't trust, we don't think he's capable. We don't think he's capable. We don't think he's able to handle it, which is why we got to be careful with that mothering energy. We feel sorry for him. Oh, I don't want him doing too much. So much on him. He got a lot on him. How are you going to tell him what he got on him? That's a man of strength. You change people. Look, you change it to a different person every 21 days. Every 21 days, you turn it to somebody else. If anything, he should feel sorry for you. Women go through 17 different personalities in 21 days. Are you kidding me? That's why I don't feel sorry for men. Do you know how many people I got to change into every 21 days? Mm-mm. 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 So if there's a lot of lack in affirmation, that is probably a clear sign that you grew up with not feeling confident to make your own decisions. So emotional attachment. Here we go. Emotional attachment. Struggle with money. She may use money to cope with emotional issues such as impulsive spending or retail therapy as a way to fill her emotional void. So this is about the spenders. Look at okay, I know we got other cultures in here, or other background ethnicities and other races that are watching, but I'm gonna hit the Black folk right quick, because our community are the biggest spenders and the least likely to invest. Okay. We spend on beauty products and cosmetics more than we do our own upward trajectory and upward mobility. Okay. So because a lot of us didn't have fathers in the home. Okay. If the relationship with the father was emotionally distant, or if she felt neglected, she may seek comfort through spending. Woo! This was what I wrote down, and y'all, this can create a cycle where emotional needs are temporarily met. Y'all better talk back to me. Say something to me. This can create a cycle where emotional needs are temporarily met through financial expenditures or financial things, but long-term financial investment suffers. Long-term satisfaction suffers. I don't see a problem with going and spending $200 on clothes or $500 on clothes and do whatever you want with your money, right? I'm not here to police you about your money. But the way you treat money has a lot to do with emotional needs. You have to, I'm going to shopping. I'm going to shopping. That's when your father was emotionally distant. So if your father was a truck driver, or your dad was always out, or she felt neglected because she did not have a relationship with her father where there was casual conversations, or the daddy was showing her how to do something, or that right there. If the father was emotionally distant, avoidance and denial, last one. She might avoid dealing with financial matters altogether. That's a struggle. She might avoid dealing with, like, I don't want to learn my numbers. I don't want to talk about my numbers. I don't want to talk about my numbers. I don't want to talk about my numbers. That's them. That's the women right here that want to do that. I want to talk about bills. I don't want to sit down and look at insurance right now. I don't have time. I don't want to have time. I don't want to talk to my bookkeeper. I don't want to hire one because I want to do my taxes. I don't father relationship correlation. If her father avoided dealing with emotional or practical issues, if there was a lack of open communication about money in her family, if you never heard your daddy or the fathers in your home, or father in your home talk about healthy things regarding money, avoidance becomes a coping mechanism to deal with discomfort regarding your financial management task. Hmm? Hmm? If the father avoided dealing with emotional practical issues, if the men in your life avoided talking about money things with you, if they curve wealth generated and all that y'all talk about is just deposits and withdrawals or more, that we just talk about what we deposit in the bank and then what we taking out, but you don't ever talk about insurances. You don't ever talk about buying land. You don't talk about securing things with the family. You just talk about buying a house, but you never look at investment property. You never look at rental property. You never look at land for the kids or security. That you only think about the house. You don't think about investment. Some of y'all been in the same house for 35 years and you ain't paid it off yet. That's not wealth. Stocks and mutual funds, all these things. If they don't talk about it, if men are uncomfortable with having conversations about money, that's why you got to be very careful when y'all are out here with these dates and all this kind of stuff. And these men get so uncomfortable when you ask them what they do. Of course, I'm asking you what you do. They always want to know how much money you got. That's why when you're not stable with your own, you're scared to bring up money conversations with men because you want to audition. Y'all don't quit quiet on me because avoiding uncomfortable conversations about money when it comes down to your numbers is, again, this is the reason why women do not like to talk about their numbers. I don't want to talk about it, coach. I really don't. Don't talk about numbers with me. I don't even know. Why don't you know your numbers, baby? When it comes down to your business, because that's why you have to go back. That's why you see corporate as your father, because you don't have to keep up. You just get a check and go on about your business. You don't trust. This is why sometimes I can tell the relationship with the father impacts your decision in your business. I've been doing this a long time. I know what I'm talking about. You have to get all that junk out. Because I told y'all, if you're not careful, that little girl shows up in the business. That little girl shows up in your work. That little girl, yes, online you can be fierce, but when it comes down to the operations and the conversations that you have with yourself, the conversations you have around with people around you, that you go to people and you do more whining to other people rather than having critical thinking slash intelligent conversations with people and in a problem solution type of thing. You want to go to people and only vent instead of getting a solution from people. I just need to let that out. No, you need to get some solutions on the board, because you're not going to emotionally dump on people and then expect for them to still be there. That's child stuff. That's little girl things. And that's the reason why a lot of us emotionally dump as women, because we couldn't do that with mama because mama was too busy trying to make it all happen. And then you've never seen your mother be able to emotionally release, because she didn't have anybody to emotional release to. So she internalized a lot of stuff for the sake of the children. And so when you grow up, you thinking like, okay, I didn't have a mother I can just go and talk to, because you have time. She didn't have time. And the man was actually supposed to be the one to receive all that emotional stuff. He was supposed to be stable enough for her to vent and validate her in her venting. But when he's not there, she doesn't have anybody to really vent to. This is why a lot of times women avoid having life forward conversations and they resort to gossip, because it takes them in a state of avoidance. They can talk about other people's problems, but they can't talk about theirs. Amen, somebody. They avoid their problems to talk about other people's problems. That's when people find that information about your business or your progression and stuff like that, and then they go and talk about you to other people instead of asking you, how did you do that? Because I need to learn how to do that. I need to learn, can you teach me how to do that? No, they go and talk about it to somebody else because they don't feel like they have the aptitude to be able to do it themselves. Ego shows up. So I say all that to say this. This is the reason why a lot of women don't go anywhere. And a lot of women, the way you see the masculine, like women will get married to men that they don't trust. You're not backwards, that is. And this is also goes to how women see marriage. They see marriage as a way for them to help them pay bills or to help them, I'm gonna get into a place, girl, I'm just gonna get into, but then you go and complain about all the stuff he's doing, or he don't ever do anything like this, and he don't ever take me out, because you don't trust him. And he know you don't trust him. But if you have a mate or a spouse that wants you to trust him and you still don't trust, check the relationship and check the perception of the father. And like I said, if your only perception of God is spiritual judgment, and that God gonna get y'all, and God coming to get us. See, that's that little girl. That's how I know that a lot of Christians have not evolved. I wish we would go move past that. Y'all sound like y'all just looking out the window and waiting on your dad to just show up in a car and take you on. That's the limitation of God in their life. I'm just ready for him to come on and get me. I'm just ready. And then so in the New Age spiritual community, they say stuff like this. I'm ready for the mothership. Well, everybody ready. Just ready to go. I'm ready for the mothership. I'm ready for God come to get us. Come on, God. Come on, divine. We're going to 5D. This is 5D split. You still got bills. What are you talking about, 5D? You still got to pay bills. Mortgage still do. We're going to 5D split. We're going to a different. You still got to pay taxes. This is why you have to let people be imaginary in their thinking. Because New Age spirituality have you ding back crazy as well. So y'all just be careful. Because where you splitting to? This is the same earth. Yeah, you can have different perceptions. Because that's what dimension is. Dimension is different perceptions. And many times when people don't want to talk about different things that's going on in the world, it's avoidance. Because you can still talk about what's going on in the world and care about what the world is going through and still do wealth building things, right? You can still do, both can be true at the same time. But it's the people that are so weary and so out of it and so tired and so I'm just ready to go. I'm just tired of this. Do something productive. That's many reasons. The reason why we so ready to go is because we're not doing anything. It's all that spiritual community stuff. It's all of it. You know, this is why and I'm gonna say this, even the spiritual community, you see a lot of, people talking about, I'm just, I'm trying to channel this and I'm trying to help you do. No. And then in the religious community, you see, well, this is why God is tired of y'all and witchcraft this, witchcraft that. Like, this is how I know folks ain't moving. This is how folks ain't moving. Get, the spirit. I told y'all, what is spirituality? If you've been on my channel and you've heard me say this, I hope that y'all retain this information. Spirituality ain't nothing but communication with the spirit realm so you can do business in the earth. Do I need to say that again so y'all can get that? Because I don't think y'all get it. It's communication in the spirit realm so you can do business on earth. I'm not talking about business just with business, like commerce. I'm talking about to tell somebody or to talk to somebody about something, to call somebody about things, because in the earth realm, you have a destiny to fulfill here. And spirituality is about destiny business. I'm a business coach coming from a spiritual angle. Because that's why I tell people, if your spirituality and your religion and your ain't telling you what to do here, don't come to me with what God said. God said he wants you to stop playing and want you to, girl, am I supposed to go after this client or this client? That's the conversation I need to have. What about this Fortune 500 company? What about this client over here? What about this messaging? Am I doing the right thing in this program? Where am I going? I don't want to hear about, you got to stop doing this. Or you got to stop. God said that you were meant for more. I know that. But tell me, what is this contract saying though? See, when I start getting specific like that, because if you're going to come to me with a prophecy, the prophecy got to be specific. I'm telling you what I know. The prophetic is specific. It's never general. From somebody that operates in the prophetic. It's always specific. I don't come to nobody. If God tell me to do something, I'm like, nope, you got to give me some more specific than that. Don't come to me and tell me what thus said the Lord and it's vague. I know when I'm supposed to be great. I know I'm supposed to be great. I already know that. See, y'all need to start telling people, I already know that. But in what? And you're supposed to already kind of know that too, because the prophetic only confirms. And the prophetic is going to tell you on the spot. You ain't got to make no appointment. Because see, that avoids you going to research that person so you can come up with your own opinion. Be careful of these readings and stuff. If you got to make an appointment to get a reading and all this stuff, they want to research on your information so then they can tell you what their opinion is. I know I'm messing up people's bags right now, but I'm gonna tell you that this that you get checked on it, and then so that way you can, because everybody ain't got a word. And sometimes when you don't have a word on somebody, you shut your mouth. You know, you got to be brave enough that if somebody book a call with you, and I'm talking about readers, and I get it, and they get on the phone with you or call with you, sometimes you got to cancel the calls. I don't have anything. Let me send your money back. Ain't nothing coming up for me. Because most times it's about a man anyway. Am I supposed to be with this person? I don't want to break up with him. Girl, bye. And I love y'all. I think readers are very important. I have paid for readers in the past, but I always know, and I don't tell them nothing. I've even blocked readers when I block readers on social media when I book a call because I wasn't looking up nothing about me. I want to always come from spirit. I want to be able to see what they say. It's always about a man. It's always about an ex or something. Get what you need from the spirit realm, tap in. That's what I'm saying. Excuse me. All y'all want to know about, are we supposed to be together? Get some information about these business ventures. Kristen said most people that say they're God's voice don't even listen to God or move with the spirit. Mm, mm, mm. Absolutely. And I'm not going to be the one who will say who listens to spirit or not. And Chris, I told to see what you're saying. I that's the truth. And my job is to chew the meat and spit out the bones. I hear it, but I listen to things. And if what you saying ain't correlating, I'll be like, I don't know. I don't know. Because people tell on themselves. But this is what I also have to say too, is that the relationship that you have with the divine, that you have with the creator, that you have with God, it comes out in the way you live your life. It comes out in the way you live your life. And I get it. Some people, if your only focus about God is that it's centered around judgment and judgment only. I can't stand. Girl, you're a mess. I want to talk about them. I want to talk about business. Because I don't feel sorry for them. I know that's right. We want to be able to mirror the behavior of greatness instead of mirror the behavior of trauma. And you got to tap into what that behavior of that mirroring is. I believe you. I believe you. I think that when women come into fullness of who they are and moving into those spaces, they begin to trust more. But you also have to understand your role in different relationships as it pertains to the masculine. Those of you with men or with a mate or partner in the home, I need you to trust. And even if you want to ask them, do you feel like I trust you? Do you feel like I trust you with my life, with my future? Do you feel like, there's nothing wrong with asking that, because this is how you start the healing process. Like, do you feel like that I trust you? Because, and the reason why I'm telling you to ask like that is because the feelings that he has or they have is going to give you what you need in order to be like, oh, okay. Listen to what they say. And they say, no, I feel like you don't trust me many times. I feel like, you watch and you micromanage and you try to see. That's a problem. So I would say also ask them, what does trusting you look like? Like, if I was to trust you more, what would that look like for you? And let him answer. Let them answer. And then they're going to tell you what that looks like. Because I'm telling you, they usually have an idea of what that looks like for them. So, just be very careful. If you want me to trust you more, what does that look like? So, how he answers is a direct correlation to how you see the divine. Because if men sometimes will answer, well, sometimes I want you to pull your weight. If you see the family not doing well, then I'm gonna need for you to pick up pieces. Don't make fun of my male voice. If you got a male like that, a masculine like that, then you have to step back and say, well, dang, why would we be struggling? Does God allow me to struggle? Does God want me to struggle? That's why I say many times, when your testimonies and your statements are always rooted in what you have lost. When I see this, and I'm going to be honest with you, this is the language that I see. And I used to do the same thing. So let me say this, no judgment, but I just want us to be aware that when I see women saying things like, God told me no, and to sit back and to stop making my business my idol and stop making my business this. Let me tell you why I challenge that. You working on your business is not an idol. God knows that you got trust issues and you're trying to regain trust. You know that you have to put in work for a business to work. That is your work in the earth realm. This is why I call business sacred work. However, the issues come in when you start to get worried so much that you don't move. Because some of us worship these corporations. You trust more in the corporation than you do in the business. And that's where the worship and the idol worship comes in. Because when you don't trust God with the business that he's giving you, or she's giving you, whoever, however you identify with God, you don't trust God with anything. You trust God for a standard, but God can never go above that, because your faith stops here. You don't get to manifest what it is outside of that, because that's all you see God right now is struggle, struggle, struggle. Food stamps, struggle. I'm going to live with my sister and them again, or I gotta move because I can't pay my rent, or I can't do this and I can't do that, and I gotta do this, and I gotta stop my business for a while. I gotta get clear. I gotta go sit on it. I gotta go make a decision. I don't know. I gotta go talk to somebody. I gotta go. Everything is I gotta go. I gotta go see. I gotta go talk to my ancestors. I gotta go talk to my higher self. I gotta go talk to my spiritual father and my spiritual mother. And they don't know a thing about business, but I'm going to talk to them anyway. I'm going to talk to people when I can get the answer from within, because the yes is already in my spirit. I just got to go and get proof that it is in my spirit, even though I know it's in my spirit. The yes that's coming in my soul is the yes that I'm supposed to say out of my mouth. I'm supposed to be doing this. Now I got to trust God for the money. The bank of glory is always filled and in overflow for you. Like, why would the money not be there? The money is spiritual. That's another layer that y'all ain't ready for. Money is spiritual. Every time I think about like, oh, I gotta go get this, and it's already I always think about, I got the money. It's in the bank of glory. In the unseen realm. Don't play. It's in the unseen. Money is always in the unseen realm. The money that you need is in the unseen realm. Okay. It's a Wonderful Life. Y'all have heard me talk about that movie. If you've been following me for more than a year, I always say the feminine. If you look at different movies, the first one that always comes to my mind is called It's a Wonderful Life. That's the first movie that always come up in my mind. And I'm going to tell you why. This man, the masculine, he's down on his luck. He inherited this bank from his daddy. I'm not trying to spoil the movie for those of you who didn't see it, but I implore you to really watch that movie. It's so good. It's a long movie, but it's one of my favorites around Christmas time that me and my daughter watch. But one of the things that comes up, for him is that he wishes that he had this extravagant life, and he loves this woman, and this woman is the best fit for him, but he tries to avoid her too. And honey, he has a spiritual experience where he is accompanied by an angel, and the angel comes to help him with whatever, okay, with his life, and it shows him what life is like without him being there. But parts of that movie, his wife comes out of nowhere with the solution every single time, not knowing where she got the money, not knowing where she got the help and the resources. She just always shows up with money. It was a part where people were coming to get money from the bank. They was getting money, for the loans or whatever. And he was saying he didn't have anything. He was getting frustrated. He was freaking out. And she always showed up. She showed up with money. She was like, I have it. Like, I'm here to save the day, basically. The intuition of the woman always came to save the day. She didn't lay around worrying and scared. She went and brought relief in so many ways. So now you're probably saying to yourself, like, oh, the man could have done that. Like, I'm just going to let him sit there and figure it out. I just thought that was that's more of a partnership kind of ordeal, because the woman always has the answer. The woman usually always has the answer. She usually does. When she's in a space where she trusts her husband and she knows her husband has the best interest of the family, she's going to think as well. And so he can make good, so his name is not tarnished, because if his name is tarnished, then her children are tarnished, especially when the children are involved. She's like, no, let me go ahead and tell him, okay, I found the money. I found somebody, this, that, and the third, because I'm not going to let you drop the name and the children's name is dropped. So there are different levels to this. There's different levels. But the woman should always come with the money in her spirit. So when you listen to men that say things like, I don't want her, I don't want her to be no boss, or I don't want her, I don't care about her degrees. I don't care about her education. I don't care about And when that man stop working or that man gets sick, you're going to have some skills. Do you know how many women go homeless because their husband took care of, like, and she didn't have any skills? He fell sick or ill and he couldn't work anymore. Guess what? It falls on the wife now because the wife has to pick up the slack. But if she doesn't have any skills or their husband passed away, she don't have any skills. I've seen way too many women in that predicament. It's really sad. So if you have not registered for the Business Vision Masterclass, please get in it. It's $33. The price does go up tomorrow. It goes up to $50. So this is it. Today's last day. Don't get up tomorrow talking about I'm finna go ahead and pay. And it's $50 and you mad. $33 and it goes up to $50 tomorrow. So I love y'all. Do the best you can. Show up for yourself, please. Show up for yourself. The Business Vision Masterclass is going to be amazing. And yes, you do get the free replay. So that's another thing. It says it on the sales page, but you will get a free replay. The matriarchs will get free admission because they're my clients. The Matriarch CEO coaching program is also open too. If you want longer transformational coaching, please let me know. DM me the word matriarch. But the Business Vision Masterclass, look at the link that is in the caption. Get in that class if you have lost the vision and you need to get back in alignment because you got work to do. You're bored or you are triggered because you know you're supposed to be doing something and you ain't doing it. Okay. Love y'all so much. Have a blessed rest of your day. Go make some money. Bye.